to show you how to finish the ending of the basket on how you start to close it off. As you can see, I got about this far, which is probably, I want to say 6 inches in diameter, maybe. Yeah. And so there's a couple of different ways to do it. And so when you get to your last stitch from your very first stitch, so mine was right here, was to line it up. And if I wanted to, I could go to the next one over just to make it be more even, which I think I will, just to kind of show you on how I'm gonna start to end my basket. So when I get to the last stage of my basket, when you feel that when you're no longer gonna be adding any more material or anything, you're gonna start to end, you kind of remember where you started from. So like how when we said when you first start your knot here, when you first start poking or adding your takui in, you go around till you start your pattern stitches, and then this is where you're gonna do your end stitch. So with the last bit of takui that I have left, as you can see also, before I get too far ahead of myself, here's all the little end tails of the pieces of takui where I added. Then in the back side, I have all of these. So if you remember when I did talk about having your toenail clipper, the one with the straight edge, you're gonna clean all this mess up when you're completely done with the basket. So I'm gonna start closing it off. I decided I'm gonna do a solid. I'll be doing a solid border. So if I wanted to, I could add the red root or e-hook to the edging to give it more of a dramatic ending, where I would put like maybe a zigzag or simple knot design on there just to finish the basket. So from my last stitch, I'm gonna start doing like how I did in the beginning and just simply stitch right next to the next one. And I'm gonna continue doing this all the way around until my tail is completely gone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be covering up the whole tail from the basket. So there's my first stitch. So right here, I'm almost to the ending of where I'm gonna end my basket. So I'm still going with the white, and by the time I get over here, like right about here, I'm already starting to do it already, where I'm trimming the tail and adding it onto the tail. So I'm taking a couple off the top here, then I stick it in here in the middle somewhere so it doesn't slip out, and whichever the long pieces are, but I do it in steps so it's not just straight across. You just kind of trim it and just leave it to the side. So like, let's say these 4 are right here, go about right here, take it off. This one, you can go a little further down, a little further. Just randomly trim your tail so that when it gets right here, you don't have much to work with. Okay, so right now, good morning, I am close to ending my basket. I probably have 1, 2, 3 stitches to completely end it, and this is what it looks like. And so you kind of want this to just slightly and gently have a like a nice finishing edge, so everything just kind of lays flat and even. So I'm gonna finish this last part, and then I'll show you how to completely close the stitch. The ending kind of depends on the person. So other weavers have different ways of ending their stitches. So depending on the community, the family, it all plays a part in ending a basket, because that is the trademark and that's what makes each basket unique. Some baskets just kind of just end and then that's it, but that's kind of like a universal thing. But you know, some people actually take the time and use it as the time to mark their basket as a signature. So you know, most artists, they do have a stamp or some kind of a marking to kind of show that this is their work without actually physically writing on it. So like you go to like the Coyote store where or any kind of trading post where you might find autumn baskets, you can look at them and look at the stitches and you'll actually see who or where the basket came from, depending on the style, the technique of the stitches, and that's kind of how what plays a major part in it. So I am right here to the very, very end of my basket. As you can see, I just need to do like one or two good stitches in here and I'm almost done. That's one. Two. So this is how I'm gonna show you how I end my basket with my stitching. So now that it's right here, I completely covered the mojo or bear grass, and I'm gonna go back the way I came this way to kind of completely finish my work. So I go like this and I go backwards a couple of stitches and then I end it. And as you can see, I have all this mess back here, and this is what I use the toenails, these ones for. So these ones are going to be the ones I'm going to use to cut and trim all of these extra ends off. I usually just clip off the ending because those tips are kind of dangerous when you're weaving. So I usually go 4 stitches back because, you know, this is a sacred number and is universal across Native country. So that's how I kind of mark my basket. So this is how I would end my basket. Some people actually go and they put another stitching with the rim using both the devil's claw and the red roots. So this is how I would end a basket. And when I'm talking about ending the stitching or adding a rim to the basket, so right here I've used devil's claw to make this X pattern all the way around the basket, and that's kind of just how I usually would end my basket, and adding a rim to it, and it actually makes our baskets pop. So that's gonna be it for the basket weaving videos, and hopefully we'll do this again, and this time live and in person. Thank you.